Here we are. It's Monday, and it is 8:49, and this is happening before 9. That's a big deal. Some interesting stuff happening. The biggest one was actually a tip from my friend Jenny how I found out about it. And I don't want to say I'm excited, because I've actually had a really good time here before, and it has one of the best views down the lake that you could get. But Joe's Crab Shack, I know, formerly Landry's, and before that, Magic Time Machine, which my dad talks about as a restaurant. Joe's Crab Shack is going to be shut down. They are shut down. They were $10,000 behind in rent, which I hope that's a fraction of what that place costs, because if that place is only $10,000 a month in rent for waterfront property, whoa. But they were also $100,000 behind in property taxes, and they gone. So please, someone hear my request for a good waterfront restaurant in this city. For Christ's sakes, please. I mean, Mozart's, Chewy's Hula Hut, and Joe's Crab Shack were our options. Please, can we do something? Some closures. I mean, it's not a happy thing, but, it just is transition. The women's only co-working spot, the Refinery, is shutting down at the end of this month, which is in a few days now. The good thing is that there's a new Seattle-based co-working spot that's open here called the Riveter. It's on 2nd Street, 1145 West 2nd. They're going to allow all of the former members of the Refinery in at $225 a month for a floating desk, which normally costs $375 a month there, which is pretty cool. I don't know anything about the Riveter. Maybe people do, but it's cool. Sad to see Refinery shut down, but it is what it is. There's a new brewery opening downtown. I know we were all crying for another brewery. I think there's people that go to breweries on a regular basis. I mean, I'm not like the biggest hang out at a brewery thing, but there's one opening. It's called Central District Brewing. It's opening right by the Austin Convention Center, where there's a bubble of things that exist by the convention center that I don't even know. I feel like I go into a carnival area when I'm over there. I mean, there's restaurants that are filled with people that I don't know where they come from. I think there's a giant Mexican food place down there. There's PF Chang's, which respect. But there's some weird restaurants down there. I know I've already talked about the steakhouses that are down there, and I don't understand. But they're opening up. The trick is they're about to open, but they aren't going to have beer for a long time. So they're serving other people's beer and Pint House pizza, and they're going to have pretzels and wine from Russell's Bakery. I didn't know they were still super relevant, but I guess they're still in business, which is great. Does anyone love Russell's? I hope I don't even, gun on my head, I couldn't tell you where they are. Are they by Kirby Lane, the original Kirby Lane? Something like that. But another brewery is happening. There's also that one happening next door to Better Half, by those people next door, which, cool. Texas may erase Austin's rules for short-term home rentals. This is something that is interesting. This is just a bill that's been introduced in this legislative session. This is very early on, so it could get shut down in House or Senate or committee or something. But Austin has these restrictions right now on short-term rentals that are eventually, kind of coming up. They were introduced in 2016, and here pretty soon it's going to allow you not to do any short-term rentals unless you also live in the house. So buying a place for short-term rental, etc., is going to be a thing of the past unless a bill like this passes, which would lift pretty much all restrictions for short-term rentals. I don't know how people feel about it. it's asked a lot to me in real estate about, we could Airbnb this, or we could put this on HomeAway, or whatever. It's like, well, yes, you can, but you need a permit. It needs to be properly done, or you're going to pay fines. Do not want. The construction is starting. It's breaking ground today on the new Metro rail station downtown on 4th Street. They're going to make Natchez into a cul-de-sac. Natchez, not Nueces. Natchez into a cul-de-sac where there's new hotel construction nearby. It's going to be a 3-track, 2-platform rail station with a plaza. So they don't have the exact route, but it's going to take 2 years to complete. And the contractor is J. Reese Contractors. They've been awarded the contract to build. I'm very excited about this. I think this is a move in the right direction. And I hope that the route is done really thoughtfully, and I would love to be using that. I mean, even something like there is in Portland, where you can go through these different blocks of downtown, just having people go back and forth would be a dream, right? There's a few other things I want to talk about on the restaurant scene really quick. I'm going to use my computer because for some reason I wanted to print like 400 pages of stuff. So there's a taqueria coming to the east side, another one from someone from out of town, but they have a lot of LA roots, which we all know are amazing tacos. They've been at Squirrel and Son of a Gun, and they were at Pujol. So I think it's going to be cool. There's a cheese shop opening in Mueller. It's a vegan cheese cafe. It's called Rebel Cheese, offering meat and cheese plates. I don't know. It seems very Mueller to me, if you know what I mean. Dozano Pizzeria, which I've heard is amazing, Matt and Liz, is opening where the Ginger Man bar was on La Vaca. So opening in early June, and they're going to have personal-sized pizzas for lunch. What a dream. Toss Pizzeria is opening in July, a second location, and in Bee Caves, which is cool. RIP to Mr. Gaddy's, which I think is still operating somehow, but I think they went bankrupt. Top Notch Burgers is expanding to Hutto, which I don't even know if I've ever been to Hutto, maybe since I was a kid. I talked about Left Wing Bars, that Korean fried chicken joint. That's like Austin's going to be the only place that has it outside of Korea. It's kind of amazing. In Space 2014, and then Cilantro is opening downtown, and May is their opening. Those are the really big ones. And that's all I got. I mean, I was kind of overwhelmed by the Joe's Crab Shack news and all of that. I hope to be hearing soon that there's going to be an amazing new great restaurant group is opening up a place in Joe's Crab Shack spot. So let's all will that into existence, please. Happy Monday.